Hello and welcome to RPG Limit Break. We've got a Final Fantasy 1 randomizer race tonight. This is a part of the 2020 Spring Tournament. Tonight we've got a 2-2 matchup of Starman Random versus Darindrise. I think we're in for a good one. I am Wab1024 in the broadcast booth here. I've got my buddy Dwight. Dwight, what's going on, man?
Not a lot. I'm excited for some Final Fantasy randomizer. These runners may be 2-2, but there's still a lot to be played for in this tournament.
Absolutely. I think it's worth mentioning here that the 2-2 is still very much alive in the tournament, very much able to make our last chance play-in race, very much have a chance to make a run in this tournament.
So you will see these runners play their hearts out tonight. It is not over until it's over.
And the gate just went down, so our runner should be taken off here in a second. Let's see. We've got a pretty similar, if not identical. It is identical. We've got an identical party. I did not see them draft at all in the IRC chat, so it looks like they may have chosen Fighter Rainbow Mage combo on their own. Level 1 White Magic, Invis 2, solid spell to pick up for that White Mage. Looks like it's going to be Red Mage locked. And we've got Brack and Quad X as your go-to spells in Level 1 Black Magic. So no big clears here. No big wave clear spells right off the bat.
That Brack should be good enough to take down Garland. We see Darindrise pick up that Harm 3. That should help a little bit if they run into some undead packs.
Absolutely. And in the armor shop, we've got the 36,000 gold bracelets. Gonna want to take note of that. Remember that just in case we run short on mage armor. With 3 mages in the party, you're probably going to want some solid armor going into the late game.
Yeah, and at the low cost of 36,000, that's not too bad later in the game.
Yeah, definitely a little expensive for us here in the beginning of the game, though. Not going to see that picked up for quite some time. Maybe we'll see. Maybe this is a wealth seed. Maybe we see some max gold chests right off the bat. Demarin pointing out in chat the Quad X skill is going to kill Garland 100% of the time, and it's great for individual monsters. I too like to see that Quad X spell at the very beginning of the game. Gives you nice early power to take out individual monsters. Ooh, Garland hits hard, takes out the Black Mage. Red Mage gets the Quad X off and takes Garland down, though.
Darindrise wants to look at the boxes in the Temple of Fiends before going to take on Garland.
Yeah, with the low number of chests that we have prior to having to make an marsh dive or get out of this central sea, I always appreciate the chest checks, just in case there is a loose item there. Your loose canal is most likely.
And the king gives us the ruby, and the princess will give us the bottle.
Oof, kind of rough items to kick off the game with here. I don't know if I'm never happy to see kind of items that I can't turn in right now, that I can't do anything with. You need to get out of the inner sea to turn in the ruby, and you need to be able to fly to turn in the bottle.
We're going to go visit our friend Bicky soon, maybe, and hopefully find a clear in level 2 magic so we can take the pirates down, and we'll get another item, though.
Yep, we got Starman with the fake out, though. He's going to go visit Matoya first, it looks like. So I didn't see. Did Darindrise pick a look at the chests in that upper left corner of Temple of Fiends, or did he skip over them?
I actually did not catch if he walked over and grabbed those chests in the upper left. I think that he did not find much in the lower left chest.
All right, we've got the Matoya chest here, a heal helm, 272 gold, and almost 7k. Nothing all that valuable, but that early gold is going to come in handy when it comes to buying those spells. Again, running the 3 mage comp, this rainbow mage comp composition, can be pretty expensive in this early game. especially when if there's a lot of good spells that you'd like to pick up.
Yeah, and there could be the vendor item in Provoca too. We do not know. The randomizer puts a random item into the vendor shop, the random key item that would normally be found at the caravan in vanilla.
Ooh, all right. We've got Fire 3 and Lit 3, level 2 black magic. So we are going to get our wave clear spells there.
That should be more than plenty to clean up those pirates.
Ooh, Starman runs into a rough Shark Sahag pack and gets wiped there. He's going to go back, buy a cabin, get some save items. Camping is always a good idea. Saving on the overworld allows you to traverse the overworld much more quickly most of the time. And we've got a floater. Bicky, our friend pirate, giving us the floater. Early floater. Jet seed, maybe. Ooh, and we've got our vendor item. Hey, you called it, Dwight.
Yeah, just a little bit of a called shot there. It's not exactly a canoe like maybe the runner was hoping, but a cube. You do need the cube to win the game, so that is there. You mentioned that camping gear helps you to traverse the overworld more safely. I guess, why would stopping and saving help you, Webb?
So the way the game is set up, there is an encounter table. And that encounter table is the same every single time you hard reset. So you'll see a lot of our more experienced runners will take that and learn whatever that cadence is. So it will be the exact same number of steps in, say, the first slot in the encounter table, and the second between the first and second, between the second and third. Those the number of steps in between there will be consistent time after time on the overworld, and then it is slightly different when you enter dungeons and temples and things, but similarly, those the number of steps you can take in between, stay the same. So let's say, and that I should also add that is also part of the randomizer. So the number of steps in between, say, encounter 0 and encounter 1 is randomized, as opposed to, and will continue to be randomized. So the great thing that you can do is, if there's a really long run, say between encounter 0 and encounter 1, or between encounter 1 and encounter 2, is you can save, hard reset the game, and basically walk across the overworld without any encounters whatsoever.
Definitely good to know. Thanks for that. One thing worth noting too is we find life at level 2 white magic that's going to be pretty much invaluable throughout the rest of the run.
Absolutely. I always appreciate seeing a life spell where my future knight hopefully will be able to learn it. So if we get a class promotion here, both knights will be able to pick up that life spell. We'll just have to wait and see if either of our runners drop back for it.
We also have to see if they can find the tail.
All right, so we've got Darindrise checking out the Matoya chests, probably equally disappointed. Starman Random continuing his trek. And with those lit 3s, Darindrise is going to be able to traverse the overworld a little bit easier.
It's always nice to find one of those 3, fire 3, lit 3, ice 3 on an early level to help you clean up those early packs.
Now I noticed Darindrise picked up the life spell for the red mage, but it looks like put it in the first slot. I guess, Dwight, how do you feel about magic organization? Do you typically, are you looking to organize your magic in any particular way?
I think I prefer to I try to buy the spells that I'm going to cast in battle first, so that way I can just go up and down, because my menuing is pretty poor, and I'll end up casting life in battle, which doesn't work in this game, and will waste a turn.
I am 100% on the same page with you there. So it looks like we've got Darindrise headed over to check out our friends, the dwarves. Maybe we can get a hooray dwarf, for good measure.
Ooh, I did not notice that heal 3 was also at level 2. You don't really want to see that on the same level that life is on, but it can help you speed up healing in the later dungeons at the expense of life charges, however, though.
Yeah, I mean, at level 2 and with a white mage, you're going to have a ton of those level 2 magic charges. So I guess I'm not super concerned about it. And, it is also very important to note that the lamp spell is at level 2. We do not want to forget about that.
Looks like Darindrise is going back for those boxes that he skipped earlier when fighting Garland. I'm curious on why you think that he went there, Webb.
I get the play. I think they're hoping to avoid the marsh cave dive. So if we don't find anything, if we don't find anything in these 2 dwarf chest boxes, so we're going to need to either find a canal or a canoe. Then they're going to have to make a marsh dive. So I guess I understand wanting to check all of the chests available prior to having to make a marsh dive. Friends don't let friends dive marsh. We've got a mage staff and a silver a silver Cheerio. All right. Looks like marsh may be on the table. Man, these Sahags are just giving Starman the business again.
That mage staff will be really helpful. It'll give that that fighter the ability to cast Fire 2, I believe, on all enemies. So when running into some of those unrunnable packs in some of the dungeons can help you clear through those just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and it's particularly good because fire magic is effective against undead monsters. So being able to cast Fire 2 is a great resource for, plowing your way through undead packs like you'll find many of in that ice cave. We do have fast at level 3 black magic. That is an awesome late game spell to power up your, in this case, it'll definitely be a knight or, fighter if we don't class change. Cure 4 as well in level 3. That is awesome. It is in slot 1 and will be knight learnable as well. So we may end up with late game. We may end up with knights that have life and Cure 4. It's basically the dream. Level 4 exit, always good to see too. You want one of those spells that gets you out of dungeons if you run into trouble, or if there's, if you want to escape Ice Cave without having to walk anything out. Exit is an excellent spell to find. Allows you to make quick dives and escape.
Just saves time. Just plain and simple saves time.
Which, is important when you're trying to speedrun or race.
Looks like Darindrise is taking a few encounters outside of Elfland. Maybe just burning some encounters off or trying to make some money. What do you think?
Looks like a little bit like a money grind. I'm not sure what we're looking for here, though. Maybe some more camping supplies and or potions for the inevitable marsh dive here. But grinding out gold and the like is really rough right around Elfland. Just wants to inn. Life Reboot says maybe ran out of gold for the inn. I'm quite familiar with that feeling. All right, Starman gets his floater. It looks like he reset out of his floater the first time, unfortunately. I'm going to walk right to that inn and save that floater this time, and away he goes. All right, Darindrise has to be grinding for a little something more than an inn stay, right? He's gotten, 3 or 4 battles now? He's checking his gold. He's got to be looking to buy something specific.
There are plenty of good magic available that we saw inside those shops in Elfland as well. Exit at level 4.
That could be Life Reboot pointing out that he may be grinding up to get an exit charge. I like that play. Getting an exit charge is going to make getting out of Marsh Cave that much easier.
Yeah, with the right camping gear, you could, because Marsh Cave is split into two places. There's some chests in the top area and the chest in the bottom area. You could go to the top, exit out, and then go back in and run to the bottom. So it definitely can help save time and be safer.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think even the what F-Rip Cider in chat asks, what is an exit charge? So we have the exit spell at level 4, and level 4 magic charges. You have to be, Dwight, do you know what level you have to be to get level 4 charges on the White Mage? Is it level 11, maybe 12, in order to get a level 4 magic charge? So as your casters level up, they gain charges in their lower levels, and as they reach certain level thresholds. Thank you, Space Drake. Space Drake says it's level 8. So as you grow in levels, you gain magic charges in various levels, and gain charges in your lower levels as well.
I kind of like that play by Darindrise because we, due to the randomization of the enemy scripts in this game, we don't know what those enemies are going to have in Marsh. We could run into spiders with nuke.
Yeah, I mean, a few extra levels is never a bad thing for escaping Marsh.
I noticed that the Marsh Cave is not on our incentivized location list for tonight's race. What would the runners be looking for by navigating there?
So, just because it doesn't show up on our incentivized list does not automatically mean that there's going to be not going to be an item of worth there. So the thing that we're looking for is there are 3 loose items in our pool. Now, one of those items is guaranteed to be the canal. The canal is what allows these runners to sail outside of this inner sea, this central continent that we start on. So once we get the canal, we can leave the inner sea. And that is one of the 3 loose items guaranteed. The other 2 loose items will be anywhere in the world. They can be in any chest outside of our final dungeon, the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So what our runners are going to find in Marsh Cave, guaranteed, they will absolutely find either the canoe or the canal, or they will find an item for a turn-in quest or a fetch quest, as it were. So they could find the crystal to turn in at Matoya. They could find the crown to turn into the kindly king at the Northwest Castle. They could find the herb to turn into the prince, or I suppose the prince's attendant. They could also find either one of the items to turn into the dwarf cave, the adamant or the TNT. Because any of those items could also lead to the canoe, or they can't lead to the canal, but they could lead to the canoe.
That ice armor is a nice find on Darindrise's side inside the Marsh Cave there. Going to give us some nice absorb on our fighter to tank some hits.
Yeah, we have LCB16 in chat pointing out that that was Darindrise doing some encounter manipulation to get the long run to start off to kick off the Marsh Cave. And there's our canal. So I guess in this scenario, Dwight, do you think Darindrise is going to dive the rest of Marsh Cave to see if there's anything good down there? Or, do you take the canal and run?
With exit and some camping gear in hand, I think I'm already here. So I might go look. I might go take a quick look at the other boxes. If they don't amount to much, you just reset out and leave. You can get paid off big for going to that bottom. Find a ribbon, something like that.
Gotcha. And we do have a ice armor and an ice sword on our fighter already, which is great early game gear for the fighter. That can take you through almost to the end of the game, getting some ice armor and an ice sword there. That's really good.
Does Darindrise only have one charge of exit? Is he just gonna walk to the bottom?
It doesn't look like he has any charges of exit. We just saw his magic, and I did not see a level 4 magic charge. So we may be short an exit spell.
All right, I did miss the shops. Were houses available this early? Because we could get the levels to get the exit charge, use the house, and then go back in.
We could, but there are no houses in Darindrise's inventory, so we're kind of SOL there.
Right, and with no exit, no access to exit, I don't know. Ooh, Darindrise is gonna go to the bottom anyway.
See, so this is a bold strategy. If we find something good, this is 1,000% worth it. If we don't find anything, it's really kind of a time waster.
You're with the fire 3 and the harm 4 or harm 3, I think at level 1. I don't. You're gonna waste a minute, a couple minutes, maybe that long run that Darindrise is manipulating. So, I mean, that could, I guess, make or break the race at the end. But if you find a loose item that's required here, this could be huge.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't necessarily see. Ooh, an Aegis shield is kind of nice. Not sure that I would dive Marsh for it, but nice to find.
At the very least, it's nice to know that it's there should you need it later.
So we have Life Reboot asking, how does the top left box work in Marsh Basement? It is a linked box. So within the game of Final Fantasy 1, there are a few chests throughout the game that are linked to each other. So the upper left box in Marsh Basement 2, I believe is linked to the one box in the room in Marsh Basement 1. And that if you get that chest, the other chest will be empty. There are a few instances of that within the volcano. There's another good instance of it within the Castle of Ordeals. So on the floor with all of the teleporters, when you get to the space that has the 4 teleporter options, there is a room there that you can go in that does have a treasure chest. And that treasure chest is linked to the group of 4 treasure chests on the final floor of Castle of Ordeals.
Those bones are absolutely nasty with that lit too. Just giving Starman a bunch of trouble getting through here.
Yeah, Darindrise just reset out. Didn't want to keep. See that Aegis shield, not quite worth the lit 2 bones. Darren did get the canal and is just going to peace out now. Checked a few boxes in the basement, didn't find anything he felt like keeping, and is going to be on his way. Now, I can't imagine our runners aren't. First stop is not going to be to drop off that ruby. What's special about the ruby is that the ruby turns into 2 incentivized items. You drop off the ruby, and in the Titan's Trove, 4 chests south of the ruby turn-in, there is an incentivized chest. And again, as you walk through the Titan's tunnel, you are able to talk to Sarda. The old man who in vanilla gives you the rod has an incentivized item for us.
Not to mention there are 3 other boxes in the Titan's Trove that could contain anything.
Yeah, the number of races we've seen where there's been a second loose item or something spectacular in those other 3 chests has been relatively high, in my opinion. I always like to find something.
Life 2 at level 5. I did not see if that was Red Mage learnable, though.
Life 2, the most powerful healing spell in the game.
Definitely real happy if you're the runners here to see Life 2 at level 5 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, with both runners having a white mage, they are going to be able to learn it. So we've got Rojo Vision in chat saying it was in the second slot, which is Red Wizard learnable. So that's awesome if we can get that promotion. So we're gonna need to find the tail at some point. A lot of good stuff is going to hinge on the tail. We'll have a knight that's going to have a life and cure 4. We're going to have a red wizard that has life 2. All sorts of good stuff.
Just a slab and some dollars.
Oof. The slab is also kind of a rough find. Needs to be translated, and then you do need the airship in order to figure out what the Lufinians are hiding in their isolated town.
The silver lining is that in order to translate the slab, you must travel to Melmond. Ooh, what did those ogres have?
Yeah, that was devastating, whatever it was.
Oh, and Darindrise didn't save before going to turn in that ruby, so he will be walking back.
Ouch. So it's Ice 2 Gur Ogres, looks like. So that is going to be a recurring theme that we're going to see in the Earth Cave, because there are those big packs of Gur Ogres that pop up. It seems like all of the time and always Gur Ogre packs are popping up in Earth. So that's going to be something rough that our runners may encounter. Although the popular strategy in this version of the randomizer is to take Earth as late as possible. But as we all know, there is always a loose item in Earth somewhere. So we'll see if our runners end up diving there a little bit sooner than later.
Darindrise makes it out with that slab in hand and is now going to visit the old man, Sarda.
Take a quick peek in. Say, what up, dude? Why do you hide in a cave so far away from everyone else?
Starman following in Darindrise's footsteps. Not much else to do as far as routing in this seed. The key items have kind of railroaded our runners into doing mostly the same things.
Ooh. And Sarda gives us the crystal. Maybe we've got a turn-in chain here.
Oh yes, traverse half of the world just to have to go all the way back and visit Matoya.
So LCB asking in chat if it's a rod. If Sarda would have had the rod, do you head to Crescent or do you head to Earth? Personally, I would check. I would do the Crescent run just to see what the free item is. So you do get a free incentivized item at the town Crescent Lake. Because if Crescent Lake at this point is the canoe, you are a floater. You're in the air. You're ready to go.
And at the level these runners are at, I imagine Earth would be troublesome.
This is also true.
If we had some ribbons or something like that, I know we have that ice armor on that fighter, but yeah, a run at the Earth Cave at this level might be trouble. Probably better to go check Crescent no matter what.
Yeah, especially if we're going to run into those Gur Ogres several times. Maybe.
Starman picking up his crystal. Pretty scripted there. Now, do you go turn the crystal in first, or are we going to head over to Crescent and check there first?
That has to be runner's choice, I guess. I guess I'm not sure what I would do in this situation. I mean, with Fire 3, you could probably make it through, a few chests in Earth, but double dipping Earth is, no fun. The free item in Crescent is tempting. So I guess I would head to Crescent because I like to get the Crescent check out of the way and to know what level 6 magic is hiding from me. We do have chat pointing out that Darindrise slipped right by Dr. Un in Melmond and did not get the slab translated. So that may come into play later. I think the one thing to remember about that, though, is that the slab is going to sit in his inventory and he's going to know that he has it. I know that personally, sometimes it is nicer for me to hang on to the slab until I have the airship so that at some point when I'm flying in the general vicinity of Melmond, I can get that slab translated and then I don't forget that I've already gotten it translated.
That's a good point, Webb. And pro rings on the cheap. That's always nice to see. Also, likely Darindrise has to go back to Melman anyway to get Life 2 on that Red Wizard. So.
Ooh, we've got Ice 3, Temper, and Zap are our level 6 black magic spells.
Little divergence here. Starman decided to go turn in that crystal first.
And we've got our canoe. The Circle of Sages turns up canoe.
Is this even randomized?
So I have to say that's advantage Darindrise. The crystal just turns into the opal Cheerio, which, while being an excellent piece of armor, is not what Starman wanted to see at this point.
This is going to be huge for Darindrise. 31 minutes, or 30 minute, 30 and a half minute mark. He's going to be in the air.
And he pops his bottle as well. I would imagine we are going to get a slab translation followed by a fairy check and potentially a Lufane check.
Now here's where the slab translation comes into play. It would have saved a flight here if Darindrise would have translated it the first time. But it's not that huge because the airship goes so fast.
This is correct. So we had our first bit of divergence, and it paid off for Darindrise. Not that Starman is really that far behind at this point. There's really not a lot of other places to go. I mean, I'm anticipating him just going to turn in or going to check out the Circle of Sages right now, because there's really, the seed isn't really giving us anywhere else to go at this point. For free. I mean, you could check Volcano, you could check Ice Cave with that canoe, but the free item at the Circle of Sages is really the most clear path forward right now.
Agreed. I imagine we could possibly see some greater divergence after the airship gets picked up because, well, you've access with the airship and the canoe in tow. We can go just about anywhere that we don't need a key item to enter.
Question in chat: what was the crystal turn-in? The crystal turn-in was the opal Cheerio,
which at this point isn't the worst thing to find because it is going to be a great piece of armor for our mages, but it's not what Starman was looking for.
Yeah, not exactly what you're looking for. So we do have a question in chat. LCB, opal bracelet, does that count towards the XP boost? So I'm gonna back train that question a little bit. One part of our randomizer, one part of our seed rolling that we've got going on here is that for each incentive item or each key item, that we pick up, we do have a 5% experience boost that our racers will experience. So the opal bracelet is an incentivized item, but it is not a key item. And therefore, we will not get a 5% EXP boost for that. I believe that is how it works. Looks like we've got Magius in chat backing me up. So,
and our fairy had the key.
Which is definitely a go mode necessary item.
It also unlocks a bunch of boxes for us. We can go to the chests in the Castle Corneria. We could go to Elfland Castle and open the 4 boxes there. There's 2 boxes in the Temple of Fiends. Just a lot of good stuff. That's definitely a good pickup there.
We've got Darindrise with the T-Rex encounter, but does not take it. Looks like the T-Rex was swinging for the fences there, knocked out one of his light warriors immediately and decided to skip it.
We might see Darindrise try to take a fight walking down to get this thing if he can get there or not, or just a counter manipulation right on past it.
And we've got Starman Random picking up his canoe, going to be in the air momentarily, I would imagine. Rip Cider, excuse me, asking if the EXP boost is modded into the randomizer. Yes, that is a modification for the randomizer. Ooh, and we get our power gauntlet from the Lufanians. Not an item we need for Go mode, but definitely an item I guess I like to see. So that power gauntlet allows you to cast self-cast Saber, which is a spell that increases the attack power of the caster.
That is a nice pickup. I do believe that Temper was at level 6, so having that power gauntlet is going to definitely, make it so you have those charges of Saber to help you if you find a particular high absorb fiend in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yep. We did see also level 7 Fade in Gaia, which is going to make it just for the White Wizard, I believe. Either way, I do not believe the Red Mage and or Red Wizard's going to be able to pick that up at all.
Starman finding his key. Definitely pretty important for that, as you need the key to win.
Starman Random taking a second to take stock of his situation. Darindrise parks at the desert. Oh, not going to stop there.
I was about to say, if he had the chime, I missed something big.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we're going to get an early Earth check here. Darindrise is going to work out the encounter table again to get that long run in the beginning.
This is Fire Week, right?
Yep. So they're to explain the would you like to explain the premise of the tournament here?
Well, I think each week of the tournament had a theme based on one of the 4 fiends. So that would be Earth, Fire, Water, and Air. And then I think this week was a random theme that landed on Fire. Is that right?
You are correct.
And so what that means is that the Gurgu volcano is an incentivized location, meaning in the chest on the very bottom floor, just in the same floor that you fight the fiend carry, there is a chest that is guarded by what is normally the red dragon spike tile in vanilla, and that guarantees a key item. Whew, Darindrise given the business by some of those mobs in the Earth Cave.
Yeah. Ouch. All right. Oh, we've got Starman up and running again. Maybe you just need a quick bio break. Or, grab yourself another beer. I hate it when I run out of beer in the middle of my race.
Definitely have to stay well hydrated during your race.
Yep. All right. We've got, it doesn't look like Darren found anything of value at all in the first floor of Earth. So after that rough dive, we're going to check the Earth 1 trap tiles. We've got wolves with, ouch, is that Stone Touch?
That is Stone Touch. Those are some wolves.
Oof. How do we miss that? I guess we haven't seen very many wolf encounters, but ouch.
Darren decided to go check there's 3 boxes here that are all guarded by spike tiles. Spike tiles are tiles that force an encounter. Every time you step on them, you will take an encounter. And it's a power staff and a little bit of money.
All right, we've got a Sorcerer Tile. So there are two different tiles here. The tiles in front of the left and right treasure chests are the same, and then there is a different trap tile in front of the frontmost chest. Starman Random checking out the Corneria, or excuse me, Conaria. I've been reminded that it's Conaria. There isn't an R there in the beginning, I believe. Finds a gold bracelet. That's about it as far as value.
Yeah, 3-digit gold and a gold bracelet.
Space Drake in chat asking if both the runners are muted. I believe they are.
Starman finds a Zeus Gauntlet inside of the Dwarven Armory, as I like to call it. And not a lot else.
Oof. So these key checks are turning out to be not all that valuable.
A gold bracelet, I think, was the best takeaway from the key-locked chests. Maybe the Elfland Castle will bring us better. I don't believe Starman has checked that yet. Meanwhile, Darindrise is beating up some sorcerers for some experience. Hey, that coral sword is not what you want, but it's okay for right now. You could give that to your red mage to swing if you don't have anything else. Looks like both of our runners here want to keep checking those key lock chests and pick up some magic that they might not have had money for at the first time that they were at Elfland.
Yeah, I mean, they've had an opportunity to pick up a bunch of gold. It's a good chance to stop back, get any spells that they forgot about. Is it intentional for neither game to have audio? It seems like both of our runners may be muted. We're not getting sound from either one of them. So Starman checking the trap tiles. Doesn't look like he's happy with the sorcerers. Probably not very happy about gargoyles. That's not the trap tile that I would like to see. Aw, thanks, LCB. Chat is the real treasure.
What kind of seed? What kind of nasty loose item are you hoping for tonight, Webb?
I mean, we could always have the crowd favorite Keylocked Marsh. Keylocked Marsh is most definitely on the table with the key in hand. So, we could find that. I personally think that it's especially nasty to find something on the, what is it? Sea Shrine 2. That's the floor before the mermaids. I always think that's mean. That's where the TFC chest is. There is a backward C-shaped room that is key locked in the Sea Shrine, and there is a single chest there. It is one of the most annoying chests in the game, and there have been seeds where there is a key item trapped there. Ooh. Let's see. We've got a few awful predictions in chat. Vampire floor, upper right hand side chest. That one is just a walk to get to and is skipped by 80% of people that are running these seeds. So that would also be a rough one.
Darindrise picking up a pile of money in that armory floor. Not the armory spot, but this is the armory floor in the Gurgu volcano, giving us the first look at that incentivized location.
And this trap tile that he's found, these what are these, saber-toothed tigers and medusas? This is an interesting grind tile. We do have Starman checking out the key lock chest in the Temple of Fiends. It'll be interesting to see if he finds a good grind tile here. This can sometimes hide something nice. And we've got Gersharks. Maybe not. I mean, we'll see how much HP they have. This isn't my favorite grind tile, but if this ends up being like a Gershark Big Eye tile, it's hard to tell off just the one Gershark.
They looked pretty squishy, less than 300 HP. I think that Isosaur only swung for 274 and terminated it.
Yeah, so sub 300 HP Gersharks, maybe not a bad grind.
Oh, these Stone Touch Wolves. Wow.
Ouch. All right, so we've got the Gershark regular shark is the tile here.
Yep, the sharks are loose in Temple of Fiends. Who let the sharks out?
So, not the best grind tile, but definitely, well, I mean, conversely, it's not a bad grind tile to take. Kind of hoping for the big eyes because the Gershark big eye tile is an excellent EXP tile, particularly when the Gersharks are rolling pretty low on the HP scale. Ooh, we've got Argoyles with crack.
Starman exited out of the Temple of Fiends. Did he find something in that box that I didn't see?
He found a dragon sword, which is not going to beat out his ice sword for something the fighter should use, but he could put it on his red mage if he was so inclined. So Darindrise continues the volcano dive. Looks like he had to reset out, so he's going back for that max gold chest.
Yeah, I think the crack gargoyles gave him some trouble. The seeds packs have been particularly nasty. Crack gargoyles, stone touch wolves, lit 2 Gurogers.
Not a lot in the armory. We've got one chest left behind a trap tile. We did pick up a second ice sword, which is kind of nice for the... Oh, does not equip it onto his red mage, but... Ooh, airs are the trap tile. Not exactly a good encounter most of the time. I think I feel like they always roll way too much health, way too much evasion, and are not worth the time.
They're just going to give it a shot, though. If you could take that down quick with a couple of lit 3s, it would have been worthwhile, but... More to your favor, though. If they rolled high, it's probably not going to be worth the time.
Question in chat: have we seen Warp? We have not seen Warp yet. We do have Exit though. So Exit was level 2, I believe. Or excuse me, it was level 4. We had a long conversation about it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Space Drake is saying in chat if they roll up, if the airs roll up at all, it's terrible, and that is absolutely right. In the vanilla game, they have a extremely high evade and a decent chunk of HP, so they end up being just terror in large packs. Them can be horrible in the Sky Palace.
Darindrise picking up a soft inside that chest in the armory. You know, in this seed, I'd be happy to find me a soft.
Yeah. And we have Ralphian 5 pointing out that those Argoyles may come back to haunt us in the Castle of Ordeals, and he or she is absolutely correct. Those Argoyles do come back in the Castle of Ordeals and can pop up in large packs, so that could be extremely annoying.
Starman finds some unrunnable peds.
Ooh, unrunnable peds with glare.
I'm unfamiliar with the skill Glare, Wab. What does that do?
Glare is, I believe it's an insta-death spell.
That does not sound fun. I can't remember if Starman bought those cheap pro rings in one of the towns. I know we saw some $3,000 pro rings.
Yeah, so I believe the pro rings would protect you from that glance spell. and we did see them, yes, for like 3,000. So they were extremely cheap. Oh, just kidding. Glare is a time elemental spell, so you would not be protected from it. So the only thing that protects from time element magic is the black shirt and ribbons.
I was today years old when I found out the black shirt gave time resistance.
Yep. It's an interesting. I always thought that was an interesting quirk that the black shirt gave you that resistance. So it's kind of nice that, I mean, if you have a black shirt and a pro ring, you have a pretty diverse protection on your black wizard, who is the only one who can equip the black shirt. But both of our runners have a black mage here, so, potentially equip that black shirt later in the seed.
That black mage should be invaluable. I'm a little bit partial to the one on Darindrise's side.
Oof, running into more rough packs here. I think both of our runners have wiped out a volcano twice at this point. Looks like Darindrise is prepping a little bit, moving some armor around, making the deeper dive here. We've got Space Drake in chat with the fast stats on Glare. Glare's base hit percent is 92, which is extremely high. Oh, and we've got a loose Oxyale. So now we've got 2 of our 3 loose items found.
The Oxale is one of the required loose items as well. It is required for entrance into the She Shrine.
So you know what that means. That puts our TFC chest back on the table for the other loose item.
Yes, it does. I personally hope that we have a loose loot in Keylocked Marsh.
Ouch. Wow. I mean, you called the other things so far, so maybe this is your caster's curse coming out. Oh, and we have spiders and arachnids on the Agama tile. Not really a good grind. Not something you really want to see. I always find that spiders or arachnids, like one of them is going to roll something nasty. See those spiders with nuke or something, just take you right out.
All right, Darindrise making his way over to the incentive chest down here at the bottom of Volcano. We'll see if he decides to take an exit after grabbing this chest, or see if he's going to make a run at carry. Ooh, fires with fire too.
That hurts. But we do have life on our red mage, so, we're all good, right?
Correct. I think we have access to life too as well, but it looks like Starman wiped out again. I didn't actually see what happened to him. He either cast exit or he wiped. I think he wiped.
So we've got Starman making his deeper dive. We've got Darindrise just a step or 2 away from figuring out what our loose volcano item is. Ooh, we've got the Zombol and Troll pack as the trap tile just preceding this chest. And we've got the chime.
With that chime pickup, we are a rod and a loot away from go mode, I do believe. Because we know the cube is the vendor item in Provoca.
You are correct. We've got an Agama. That's a good, hopeful, quick XP grab.
Heal 3
we've
coming
got Life
out.
Reboot in chat talking about his carry PTSD. Few too many dangerous carry fights to want to take carry here.
Darindrise says no, gotta go fast. Gonna take on carry right now. So at 53 minutes, we're gonna see our first fiend fight.
So we're gonna go fast on the fighter. And going to try for the quad X immediately on Carry. 2 hits for 40 damage, followed by a quad X that is not effective. Fast is going to come out on that fighter, and we've got Invis 2 popping out on our white mage. Going to get that evasion up just in case Carry comes out swinging. And we've got a paralysis, so our white mage is paralyzed. Dark comes out. See, this is where the lamp spell would have come in handy. More hits, more damage. We got Fire 3 coming out. Fire 3 only dealing 30 damage. Lit 3 coming out for 33 damage, so not so great on those big spells. The Knight swings again. 4 hits for 73 damage. More Lit 3 comes out, 39 damage. More Lit 3, 54. And another Invis 2 cast gives us a little bit more dodging. And if Carrie's just going to paralyze one member and then cast Ink again, I think we're good. Got another quad 4 coming out. Quad X, coming out. Still not effective. Ooh, that was a big hit. 4 hits for 304. Carrie comes out with Fire 2. That's not what you want to see. Ooh, 5 hits for 305. Takes down Carrie. So we are about to have our first orb lit by Darindrise.
Meanwhile, Starman was beat up by those zombies and wiped.
Ouch. So Carrie went relatively easy. It's a good thing we didn't see more of those Fire 2 casts come off.
Yeah, other than that one particular Fire 2 cast, Carrie played nicely, which is good from Darindrise's view.
Picking up some of that, we're stopping by Crescent Lake, going to try to pick up some of that level 6 magic. Going to restock on our heal pots. We've got the cash now. We have to hope at this point that Darindrise has not forgotten about the cube.
The housing market's not looking too bad around here either. 4,000 gold a house. We got plenty of money from that volcano run.
Starman finds his loose Oxyale. Good thing he did not skip and or forget that. That would hurt.
Darindrise flying south. Where is he gonna go? Gonna go check our boxes in the Cardia Islands, looks like.
So it looks like we've got a discussion about what Carrie is weak to in the chat. And it is not ice. It is only the status effect, which is why a lot of people will grab the wizard staff, because you can confuse Carrie, which is a status effect. Ooh, we've got a Pro Cape and some Opal armor. The Pro Cape actually fits into the shield slot. So, it's 1 part cape, 1 part shield, I guess. And is the best shield that can be equipped by mages. The only other shield equipable by the mages, I believe, is the buckler.
I do believe only the red mage can equip the buckler. The white and black mages can only equip the Pro Cape.
Gotcha. Thank you. Ooh, not a lot of value in this swamp island of the Cardia Isles.
Wooden helm, not much here either.
We do have Starman Random taking on Carrie. Let's see what we get here. We're going to get fast on the fighter. That was 3 hits for 133. Invis 2 coming in hot. I'm going to give some evasion. Ooh, but Carrie still swings for 4 hits, 262. Almost knocks that knight out. But we're going to get a Cure 4 onto the fighter. Excuse me. Going to get some Fog 2 out there. Carry casts hold on the red mage. Going to swing again. 6 hits for 345. Nice swings there from that fighter. Carry goes with the dark strats. Another swing from the fighter. 6 hits for... I missed the damage. We got to be getting close here.
Meanwhile, Darindrise headed to Ordeals, one of our other incentivized locations.
Ooh, Carry swings, hits that black mage for 223, knocks him to the ground. 6 hits for 115 damage. Some more fog. Hold comes out from Carry, upping. So fog 2 ups the armor of everyone in the party. Can be useful. 6 hits, 219, takes down Carry 1. Starman lights his first orb, 59 minutes and 30 seconds into the match.
And Darindrise is going to try to navigate the Ordeals boss, notably without the use of warp. So these pillars are randomized. So the runners do not know the correct path to walk to get to the stairs at the beginning. They have to trial and error their way through.
Ooh, Adair just runs into some rough zombie Ds and decides to just reset out.
Some of these monster packs this evening have just been nasty.
Yeah. Ooh. So we've got Darindrise burning off some initial encounters in order to get the long initial run into the Castle of Ordeals here. We know that about... I haven't been keeping track specifically, but about 4 encounters in is a nice long run. So we've got Starman checking out the Cardia Isles now. Darindrise working his way through the Pillar Maze. What are you hoping to find at the end of the Pillar Maze here, Dwight?
If I was these runners, if I'm Darindrise, I'm looking for go mode. So either the rod. Probably just the rod. The rod's probably going to be the best find, and then you hope maybe that your loot turns up loose in one of your fiend dungeons.
See, I think I would be hoping to find the loot, because then the rod, like that excludes, what is it, 10 additional chests in Earth where the where the loot then could potentially be.
That's a very fair point. I wouldn't be hurt if I found a tail either. We already have access to the airship, so then I could promote and get some life 2 on that red wizard for later, and some access to some other magic as well.
This is true. We haven't seen much of a grind from either of our players. Everyone's light warriors are hovering in that 12 to 14 range right now. So we really don't have our Temple of Fiends Revisited levels yet. So we're going to have to pick up some more levels along the way somewhere.
Will Bloodworth in chat says stairs. That's what he wants to see. And Darindrise finds just those stairs.
Well, you're automatically going to see that at the end of the Pillar Maze, though, right? All right, we got an ice shield in that first chest. That's kind of nice to find. Haven't really gotten a good shield, except we do know the Aegis shield is in the bottom of Marsh.
Meanwhile, Starman decides that he's going to head up towards Waterfall.
Ooh, we've got our first ribbon. That always feels good.
What is so special about those ribbons?
Ooh, well, we've got our herb. So ribbons offer a variety of protections. So you're protected from the time magic. You're protected from, I believe it's fire, ice, and lightning damage. they're just extremely protective items, and it is a piece of headgear. So if you don't have any good helms laying around, why not throw on a ribbon? And Space Drake in chat saying protected from literally every element with the ribbon. So it's an excellent item to have.
If you're Starman, what do you want to find at the end of this waterfall, Webb?
Well, I liked your comment about go mode earlier. Finding a go mode item is always nice. But with the number of wipes that Starman is taking here, he wiped. That's been the big difference in this race, I think, is that Starman wiped 3 or 4 more additional times out of Volcano that Darindrise did not. Both of our runners wiped a ton of times in Volcano, don't get me wrong. But Starman definitely had a few more there. I would love to see a tail if I'm him right now, just to grab that and be able to promote my characters, just for the extra kind of durability that would offer.
What is the prince going to have as Darindrise tracks down the loot?
Give me the loot, give me the loot, give me the loot!
Free Enterprise rating with a party of 151. Thank you. Welcome, fans. We are watching a routing race here between Starman Random and Darindrise.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got an extremely close race here. We do have some route divergence. We've got Starman Random checking out, and we've got the TNT from the Waterfall Robot. Thanks, Robot Friend, for the dynamite.
So Darindrise knows that he only needs the rod to be able to complete the game. As far as key items go, what's his next move?
Well, let's see. Ice Cave is our last, so he knows that Waterfall is on the table and Ice Cave are the last 2 kind of incentivized locations that we have available to us at this point. Those are both, the Ice Cave is always a rough dive, and I've always got my fingers crossed that I don't have to dive the Ice Cave, because it is rough, particularly because our runners do not have access to the warp spell. The warp spell allows us for a rather large shortcut within the Ice Cave. Without the warp spell, it does take a chunk more time in order to kind of make that walk. Having the exit spell does kind of save us a bunch of time on that front, so we do not have to basically walk the whole ice cave twice. But warp is kind of the fastest option if we're just going for the incentivized check.
With one item on the loose, full clearing ice is not off the table either.
You are 1,000% correct. So we know, I guess, from my perspective, if I'm Darindrise here, I might make a few checks on these loose, just the key lock chests here, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything important. But then I'm probably hitting up Waterfall and the Sea Shrine with that Oxyale. I think that's that's the play that I would make at this point. But I can understand Darindrise wanted to check those key lock chests.
I think I like the Ice Cave play myself. It's an incentivized location. Plus, there's a fair bit of boxes there. And then if you have the knowledge, I feel like correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like the chests in Ice Cave are a little bit congregated, whereas the ones in Sea Shrine can get nasty. And if you go to Ice Cave and you find the rod, you could just skip all those in Sea Shrine if you want to.
This is true. I mean, we do also have early level Harm 3 and Fire 3. And there are plenty of undead packs or just packs that are vulnerable to fire magic in that Ice Cave. So Ice Cave might not be a bad play because we have magic that will help us clear out those packs. But we've got Starman Random after his waterfall check, diving right into the Sea Shrine.
Yep, these runners showing my inexperience and just diving right into the Sea Shrine.
Well, Checking the Dwarven Armory, we do know that the Zeus Gauntlet is here and not much else. Hooray, Dwarf! Hooray! And are we going to exit out? Maybe? We're going to move the Zeus Gauntlet around real quick. Ooh, resets out.
Darindrise saying, nope, don't need that Zeus Gauntlet.
Also, nothing in nothing in Elfland Castle.
Starman checking every box on the way up to go visit the mermaids.
Making the mermaid play.
Will he find the loose item? I don't hate this. I don't think Starman has a lot in the gear area either. So I think he's hoping to find, an X-Cal or a Mazza or something in here that he can really swing and hit hard with later.
Hey,
Darindrise, meanwhile, going ice.
Making the play you called. So Starman not really finding much of value with the mermaids yet. He's got a few chests left to go, so, always the potential to find something nice.
Mages with squint.
Ouch.
Have these runners ran into any enemies that don't just instantly kill a party member?
Yeah, the number of kind of instant death, time magic, we're seeing a ton of that in our packs today. So that magic is out in force.
I suppose you'd rather see it here and not in Topher, though.
This is true.
Darindrise gets some bad turn order, and Starman is now going to head back down and visit Kraken, maybe.
So I guess one thing that I would do, just a different routing, I guess, is I like to make the carry play first, and then you have to go that way. That you have to take that route either way. Check the chests along the way to carry, and then if you don't find anything and want to dive again, that's when I check the mermaids. So I guess from a routing perspective, I think I would have gone to carry side first, checked those chests, and then barring finding anything good, maybe I'm still looking for stuff, head down to the mermaids. Ooh.
Nachos.
Darindrise getting a tasty snack on the trap tile here.
May just one in chat, our tracker tonight, pointing out, when did Carrie get a lakeside house?
That was a big air and Gurnaga encounter that Darindrise just took. Oh, just airs this time, though. A little bit easier. Gets the run, gets to escape. Starman making the dive into water again.
Darindrise hoping this 6 chest room in Ice Cave is loaded.
It could be. We're still kind of lacking a good late game sword. We haven't found a ton. We have some decent armor at this point. But when it comes to weapons, we've been a little shortchanged here. And it's a loose tail.
Loose tail in Ice Cave. That's huge.
Ooh. And if Starman is feeling in go mode and doesn't really, if he finds his other items and isn't in a check all the chests sort of mode, he could very easily skip this grouping of chests.
The promotion doesn't gain Darindrise any access to the promotion because, like you said, we're a little bit short on endgame weapons and armor, but it does at least give access to Life 2 to that Red Wizard and, future equipment that we can find in one of our other dungeons as well. Or, the Opal Shield.
So we don't know. So Starman does have the TNT. He pulled the TNT out of the waterfall. We don't know what that turns into. We'll have to see what this Ice Cave incentivized item is. It could very well be. We don't have the adamant or the crown yet, so we haven't. We could have some more fetch quests afoot. Wow, words are hard sometimes, you guys. Words are hard. We have Mercherdon in chat asking if the characters are randomized. No, they are not randomized. We have encouraged and or asked folks if they'd like to draft, which means pick the kind of choose the same party or choose what their party will be. That did not happen this time, to my knowledge. They did not do it in the IRC chat. I believe they just both went with a fighter into Rainbow Mage party.
Darindrise finding the adamant out of the incentive chest in the Ice Cave, so we'll have to see where that fetch quest leads to. He's going to go visit, I believe it is Smith the blacksmith here. Gives us the crown.
Smithy passes him the crown. Asher asking about the cube. We are still rod hunting. The cube is for sale in Provoca. Darindrise has not made it back to Provoca yet to make that pickup. Ooh, this is Thorhammer. So that means the TNT that we get out of Waterfall, it will be our rod.
Very astute. Meanwhile, Darindrise is going to go pick up his promotion here.
So this, we've got our Vorpal sword, the game changer, the aluminum blender, as some may put it. So I guess we have kind of an end game item, if need be. But I think it's important to note here that this means that Ice Cave is not incentivized or is not necessary at all. Our runners could completely skip Ice Cave.
Yeah, Starman probably will end up skipping it based on his routing, right? He's going to go turn in the TNT, get the rod, and then I forget where was our... I'll have to look at the notes to find out where our loot was.
Loot was from the herb, I believe. And the herb is what we got in the Castle of Ordeals. So we've got Rojo pointing out that Darren is at least in no mode. So he knows where exactly he has to go and what he has to do in order to kind of wrap up here, or get all the items that he needs. Starman is looking a little lost right now, but is on carry floor.
I believe that this is Kraken's home.
Oh, you are right. This is where we'll fight Kraken 1. I got carry on the brain. It's Fire Week, right?
Well, since you have carry on the brain, I think she's going to show up later.
Good. I wouldn't want to miss a second chance to see her. Darindrise making the waterfall dive that we now know is absolutely necessary.
After this waterfall fight, we'll probably see Darindrise just walk right over to the Sea Shrine and put an end to our Kraken friend. These lobsters absolutely giving Starman the business.
Yeah, this is rough.
Oh, they have paralyzed touch.
Yeah, these are stun touch lobsters that just hit for days. Yeah,
That's going to be.
I think at that point you have to reset out.
That is going to be a fun walk through the seafloor in Topher.
Oh, and looks like Starman's abandoning it. So he abandons the Sea Shrine and is going to head to turn in that TNT. Probably. Maybe. Potentially. We're going to see what the chests are in Northwest Castle first, though. Yeah, we have JLo in chat pointing out that that is a nasty pack that will... we can see lobsters in Topher.
I think Starman already got these chests. So he might be headed back here for a grind.
Gonna grind up on some sorcerers.
I think it's the best grind tile that he's found.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we've really found anything that would be much better.
That's what we do in Final Fantasy Randomizer. We just work with what we got.
Darindrise taking a mud goal fight here. Gonna quad X them both away. Oh, that did not work out.
Held up that Opal Cheerio.
Just had to show it off. Look at the pretty.
Darindrise is definitely going to be, looks like they're going to head right on, that he is going to head right over to Onrak and maybe take a dip at that Sea Shrine.
All right, so we've got Darindrise burning off the encounters, going to get that long run at the beginning of Sea Shrine. And we'll see if those lobsters are any nicer to him.
I imagine that Darindrise is probably just going to go mode the Sea Shrine. He might check a couple of boxes that are nearby, but other than that, I don't believe we're going to see a full clear here. His equipment isn't the greatest, but I think it's good enough.
Yeah, I guess if I were Darindrise, I would be scared about not really having an endgame weapon at this point. That would be kind of rough. We've got Warp and Lock 2 at level 7 here. That is not exactly what you want to see. Those are both pretty nice spells. You don't need them in very low levels, but it's nicer to have them a little bit more accessible. So, yeah, I think we're going to see Darindrise take the left side, go to carry, but check most of the boxes on the way. Avos in chat asking if anyone has been to Mirage yet. No one has been to Mirage. And I'm really hoping that Darindrise has not forgotten to buy the cube in Provoca.
Ooh, that would be a womp if he went all the way up to the cube and realized that he forgot to buy the cube.
Yeah. Well, he's been checking his inventory often enough. I'm wondering if he's still thinking that the cube is out there somewhere. So we may have like 30 seconds of staring at inventory coming up on Darindrise's side, but we'll have to see.
Fortunately, the cube lock is fairly at the beginning of Mirage, so you could just exit out and go buy it real quick, even if you did forget.
Absolutely. We've got our ghost pack. Ghosts hit extremely hard, but he manages to lit 3 them away, and it's fine and dandy like sour candy. Starman Random are picking up some gold bracelets for his team. The gold bracelets were for sale in Coneria for about 36,000 gold. Not exactly cheap, but at this point in the game, he's got the gold to do it. Why not? He feels like he needs some more defense to get himself through a few of the dungeons. And oh no, he's checking the ice cave. This may be good if he feels like he needs that tail, but we know that this ends in this is a fetch quest chain in the making that ends in the Thor hammer.
And those ghosts were not kind to Darindrise. He had to he took a wipe in the Sea Shrine.
Ouch. Hey, those ghosts can be super dangerous. They hit extremely hard. It doesn't look like they rolled extremely tanky, but it can be a hard pack to deal with. And here we have the lobsters that we know are so much fun.
Stunning the Black Mage down immediately.
This is true. We've got Magius in chat pointing out that if you do go through with that fetch quest chain, you do get a bunch of key items that increases that experience that you get. And as a reminder, you do get 5% experience for every key item that you pick up, which includes all of the items that take place in those fetch quest chains.
Darindrise just resets out of that lobster encounter. That seafood party platter is nasty.
Yeah, those lobsters are not messing around.
This seed has not been kind to these runners.
Yeah, we've seen plenty. We kicked off the match with a ton of death spells. We had our wolves with stone touch. That was not fun to see. And now we just continue to see packs of monsters that want to see our runner struggle.
No nuke to be found. Where is nuke?
Yeah, that's a good point. We have not seen the nuke spell at all. So probably, let's see, we have not seen level 7 Gaia magic, and basically Gaia. It's got to be in Gaia somewhere, either level 7 or level 8. Or it could be the level 8. It could be vanilla. It could be the black magic spell in Lefane as well.
Darindrise with a hero run. Well needed here.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job, I think, of kind of burning off those early encounters to get these long runs into the temples, into the caves that he's running into. I think the downside of that is deeper in the temple, he runs into a ton of these encounters. So I guess I may even consider taking the top of the encounter chain, hitting a few encounters on like the first and second floors of water, and trying to get this long run kind of the third floor into the fourth floor in order to maybe dodge more of these larger lobster packs.
Karan in chat pointing out that level 7 magic was in Gaia. So that nuke was in Gaia. And do those sea snakes have sleep touch?
I mean, in this seed, I don't doubt it. Gets the run away from the ghosts. We do have the Vorpal pickup. Let's see if Darren ends up equipping it. Looks like we're going to have a Vorpal sword equip here. There it is.
I mean, you were talking about an endgame sword for Darindrise. The Vorpal and the Power Bonk will do it, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. I mean, that is an endgame combo that you can win the game with. Although, I mean, we've seen, wins with sabers and stuff too, if you're willing to torture yourself enough.
Yeah, I mean, enough tempers and fast. I've swung a sun sword. I've seen other runners swing sun swords and win.
This is true. We have Starman Random showing off some of the lesser seen portions of the ice cavern. But he is going to check these chests here. He skipped the box with the tail in it. Oh, and there it is. He's got his tail. He's got to feel pretty good about that.
Definitely picking up that loose tail's gotta at least, and he's just been, struggling a lot. So that's a win. Could hopefully revitalize him, get him back on track. Through no fault of his own, I don't think either. This seed has just been nasty with the stone touch wolves and the lobsters, and
quite a few rough packs we've run into. We do have Darindrise on the Kraken floor.
We're gonna see how slap happy our friend the Kraken is.
We'll see if Kraken Honda has come out to play.
Moves Wab up to the top slot.
Looks like we do not have Brack or Bane, so we're not going to see the insta-death Kraken strats.
Damage poison.
That's kind of rough. You don't necessarily want to see that immediately.
That poor black mage is kissing the dirt.
I mean, in these fiend fights, that's pretty typical, though. I mean, why not? Some big hits on Kraken. Ooh, Kraken takes down the red mage as well. We're just down to the fighter, or the knight and the white wizard. Kraken also has Blizzard. Ooh, 3 hits for 413. Good damage onto Kraken there. We're going to get another Invis 2 cast because we've seen that Kraken hits hard here. Going to swing that sword again. 4 hits, 321. Takes down Kraken 1.
And at the 1 hour...
Yep.
Second orb at 129.
Starman turns in his adamant, gets his crown.
I like Starman's strategy here. Gonna wrap that TNT turn in at the same time. Don't have to double dip. He gets his rod.
Yep, there is our rod. So Darindrise is going to, looks like there's a run over to the Mirage Tower. Going to get the Mirage Dive here. Now Darindrise is going to make me eat my words. I'm going to go turn in the TNT here probably. Going to make my words again.
Question in chat by our wonderful restreamer Silverfire. Where was the loot? The loot was in Ordeals.
The herb was the Ordeals pickup, and the herb turned into the loot. So,
right, you are. I forgot about their herb turn in.
It'd be nice if we could forget about those fetch quests sometimes, you know. All right, so we've got Starman promoting with the tail. Gonna have his characters getting a little beefier here, able to wield manlier weapons and armor. We've got Darindrise picking up the life spell for his knight, picking up some magic for his upgraded team.
And then is going to head up to the Mirage Tower.
So, let's see. We've got the Vorpal. We've got some decent armor. Does Darren check the Mirage chests?
I will go with no.
We do have a T-Rex fight here. Gonna take that. I definitely agree with that play. We really need some of these levels at this point. Gonna go moded, I guess.
Should get a few levels in Mirage just from unrunnables, I would imagine. So there's that. I haven't taken a look at the levels of these runners in a while, but I have to imagine they're a bit underleveled.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Zoru asking if that was a Death Touch T-Rex. I don't believe it was Death Touch. I think the T-Rex just hit for 400 damage and knocked that black wizard down to the ground immediately. Darindrise not feeling the blue D fight. Looks like it didn't go down easy. The 4-pack of Cerberus actually offers a surprising amount of XP. If you're looking for a relatively easy pack to take out, they are susceptible to ice magic. Ooh, we've got another ribbon here. The less than greater than offers a ribbon.
Interesting strategy here as well. Noped on the bottom floor chests, but defense sword too.
And the defense sword. Well, so the first floor Mirage Tower is really easy to just pop back in and check if you're still hunting for something. So I guess I don't fault the play there. And wow, we got a ribbon and a defense sword in that less than greater than room. Those are some nice pickups. Interestingly, we're going to have the knight wielding the defense sword, and the Vorpal's going to get moved onto the red wizard.
You can finish the game with the defense sword, I feel like.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I guess I like the Vorpal Sword does feel like it needs powering up, so you do need to use your Power Bonk or your Temper Cast or your Fast Cast in order to get it to kind of do the damage that you need. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Defense Sword in the hands of the Knight for now, but when we start coming up against some of those Fiends and we start using some of those power up spells, that maybe we see the Vorpal change hands.
We'll be on the lookout for that for sure.
Yeah, particularly if we run into some Fiends that are extra nasty. We've got Starman Random joining Darindrise in the Mirage Tower. Looks like he's going to check floor 1. He's still missing his loot.
I do not believe he has gone to Ordeals to go pick up the herb just yet.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you there. A pro ring, not a bad find.
Oh, the lobsters appearing in Mirage on that trap tile.
Just a little PTSD for him.
Not what he wanted to see.
Ooh, and outside of that pro ring, we don't really find much on Mirage 1. So yeah. After grinding up some of those sorcerers, we do see Starman is level 20 on all of his light warriors, which is really not a bad place to be heading into Sky. I'd really like to see him pick up maybe another 2 or 3 levels. I guess my preference is to be, level 22, level 23 before I'm hitting Topher, ideally. And then, sometimes you run into some rough stuff and sometimes you run into a paper Topher. So, you take the good, you take the bad. We do have Starman taking the Cerberus fight, it looks like. Oh, just kidding. Gonna run away. Darindrise giving the business to these rock goals, though.
Big hit with the defense sword, takes down that last rock goal.
And Darindrise hitting level 18 there. Healing up a bit. We find some guards on Starman Random stuff.
Maybe Darindrise needs to hit a war mech on the Bridge of Destiny and get some levels.
I wonder if we're going to see Darindrise check some of these chests here. I wonder if there's anything else worth looking for. Gonna check the 4 left in Sky here. Feels like a waste of time. Nothing good there. A tent, a cabin, a pure potion. Ugh. Hate those. We do have Starman Random checking that less than greater than room. Gonna find another ribbon and his defense sword, so has to feel really good about that.
Definitely a good check, a good pickup. Could use the equipment for sure.
And let's get our Bless RNGs in chat. We're about to enter the Bridge of Destiny. And if you want to see our robot friend, let's see those Bless RNGs.
He is respecting it and healing before he gets to the bridge. I like to see that.
I actually don't know if Darindrise would mind finding a war mech at this point. Being level 18 right now, I guess I would want the extra experience that the robot chicken offers.
Yeah, that would be a huge time save if he found a war mech that wasn't particularly tanky and could, throw some power bonks on and smack it down and gain a bunch of levels.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, we could very well see a war mech that has, a crazy amount of HP and casts, nuclear every other turn. Starman finds the unrunnable lobster pack here before he enters the Sky Palace.
Definitely, exactly what he wanted to see, I'm sure.
Yeah. No Warmech on Darindrise's side. We do have Tiamat here. Tia 1. We're going to see some fast onto her Knight. We're going to cast some more buff spells here. There we go. Black Wizard's going to throw out the 1 temper charge that he's got. Some defense sword. Ooh, Tiamat hits 2 hits for 22 damage. Not a lot of damage there. Ooh, we're going to get some Bane strats on that White Wizard. Love to see that. The Black Wizard swings for 1 damage. Oof. 589 takes out Tiamat. Tiamat with no health. Wow.
Very low health, Tiamat.
We have Darindrise taking the T-Rex fight.
That T-Rex looks a little strange here.
You've never seen a blue stake before? Ooh. Doesn't look like the T-Rex rolled up in HP, but also did not roll all that far down.
But that encounter right off the cycle on that T-Rex is going to be probably the best grind that he's found this game.
Yeah. We do have Xcal find in Sky 1. So Starman Random he's got the Vorpal and the Xcal at this point. He's got to feel pretty comfortable about his sword options going into the rest of the game here.
Ooh, I believe Darindrise skipped that chest, so he will not have access to the Xcal come the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, you can make it through most Tophers with the defense sword. So we're just going to have to hope for his sake, that Topher is not particularly beefy. There's a more normal looking stake. Just a Tyro. A little bit easier to digest.
Is that just is that like a fun % flag, or does Darindrise's ROM have that?
So there's actually a flag that is, I believe the name of the flag is Team Steak, and it will turn the T-Rex and the Tyro into steaks.
I might have to flip that out on my next run.
Yep, it's a fun little save the T-Rexes, kill the T-Rexes, save the Tyros, kill the Tyros sort of dichotomy. So you can be team save the Tyros or team dinner. Got Darindrise checking out his inventory, recalling that he has not turned in that TNT yet and is headed to do that. Gonna find his rod, gonna run to Earth, gonna be in full-on Topher mode.
The only thing Darindrise really needs at this point is maybe a level or 2, and then he'll be ready to rock and roll.
Here we have our Stone Touch Wolves.
Happy to see those run away for sure.
Yeah, maybe just a momentary clench there from Darindrise.
Looks like our robot friend will not be visiting Starman either.
Sad day. Never say never. There's like 3 steps left, right?
Can you hit Warmech inside of the Tiamat room just before you get to the orb?
I don't know. Chat, do you know?
Starman pulls Tia 1, who we know has basically no HP.
We're going to get our same buff spells out here, though. I mean, TO1 can be kind of a pain, so I can't blame him for throwing out some of those. 487 takes down TO1. Wow. TO1 rolled down on that HP counter.
Was that Night swinging the X-Cal?
I believe so. The defense sword and the X-Cal, I believe, have this. If it's not the same, it's an extremely similar orange sword. Orange sickle sprite. Excuse me.
Starman is going to go turn in this slab in the hopes that it turns into the loot. We know that is not the case, however.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he hangs on to his power gauntlet.
I think I'm noping if I'm Starman.
Survey says... Oh, he's making space for it. I guess I don't mind the play. I think that hanging on to it here is, we talked earlier about how temper being a high level means you're not going to have a lot of temper casts once you hit the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So having that power bonk allows you to power up your knight for those slog battles.
That's a very good point. I forgot that temper was such a high up on those charges there. Good play by our runner.
So yeah, we're only going to see the Black Wizards probably are only going to have maybe three, maybe four temper casts by the time we hit Kraken 2 or Tia 2. Starman Random is finally going to hit up the Castle of Ordeals and grab that herb. He's going to be a little disappointed that it's not just straight into the loot, but swinging by to drop off the herb is not a huge time loss.
Yeah, you could just route that in right on the way back after you lit your last two orbs, right on the way to before you restock at Conrad Castle. You could just drop that herb off to the prince there, wake him up, have him give you the loot, and be on your way.
You are right there. We do have to remember that Starman did wipe out of the Sea Shrine, unfortunately, and so he is going to have to dive back into that Sea Shrine in order to wipe out Kraken 1.
Oh, that's right, into the Lobster Stunfest.
Got Magius in chat. You get a signed guitar from the prince for bringing him some drugs.
Meanwhile, Darius is is on the Lich floor right now, really using those long runs to just get all the way into the earth very quickly. Nice job.
He really managed to get so the long run got him through Earth 1 and most of the way through Earth 2, and then kind of Earth 3 he hit a bunch of encounters again, and then Earth 4 he managed to get back onto that long run, which really using the encounter table to his advantage there.
Both of these runners have done a great job at using the encounter table to their advantage this entire seed.
So we've got a cloudy shaped speed bump there. We're going to see harm 3 for 83 damage, 4 hits for 234, another 3 hits. Ooh, Lich rolling a little bit of HP tonight.
That Lich
cast
might have more HP than the Tiamat.
Oh, and I believe you were correct there. I think our Lich 1 had more HP than Tia 1.
And at about 147 and some change, we have our last orb lit. And here momentarily, I think we're going to see maybe some shopping for some restocking on some supplies, and our first look at the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Now, did Darindrise ever stop back and get those Life 2 charges on the Red Wizard?
I know that he stopped by Provoca to get life shortly after promoting.
And he may think that's plenty. I guess it may not be worth the divergence at this point in order to go back and get it.
On the night, rather. Got the life charges on the night, rather. I misspoke there. Deciding that he didn't have enough supplies, wants to stay at the inn first.
I don't think he has any houses, so we wanted to get all of his magic casts back. He's just got cabins at this point, I believe. Yeah, cabins and tents.
That's all you need. Quick stay at the inn there. Good enough.
Now, this is a little bit of a veteran move by Darindrise here, burning off some of the additional camping supplies that he has in stock there to ensure that the heal pots are in the leftmost column. When the heal pots are in the leftmost column, it makes it really, really easy to menu very quickly to heal your party as fast as possible.
Yep, now Darindrise can just hit up on the directional pad and get right to those heals. And at 1 hour 50 minutes, we are in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Ooh, an unrunnable zombie D-Wiz vampire pack. It's always rough to see those unrunnable packs in the first few floors of Temple of Fiends Revisited. It always feels like you're burning resources super early on into what typically turns into a slog and, needs good resource management to make it to the end most of the time.
Fortunately for Darindrise, we have a good chunk. We have, a full stock of heal pots and a good chunk of heal magic, in addition to plenty of life charges. So
that 4 gas D fight is always tempting. I personally am always tempted to take that one, just because I found that the gas Ds can sometimes roll like lower HP and can be taken out, and they're worth a ton of experience.
I'm a big fan of checking the validation chests. Ooh. Didn't have anything, but big fan.
Nothing good today, but every once in a while, you could find that there's a white shirt and a defense sword or something in there. Right?
Yeah, just imagine if the Mazmoon was in that validation chest, how that would have felt.
Or even like the dragon armor, I think would be really good for his knight at this point. I mean, if I guess he's the one wielding the defense sword. He did not pick up the Excal, so the massive would have been particularly enticing. But to find the, anything good is always fun, right? Validation chests with extra good items. It's always pleasing.
Avos Rune in chat saying the levels are risky for Topher. I kind of like this, I think. Even the levels are risky. If it's paper, you just get right through it and it's okay. And if it's not, you get some information about what types of skills and spells the fiends have, and you use that information to, further adjust from there.
Yeah, you definitely have some good points there. I do think that he's got to be feeling like he's behind. He could be feeling like he's behind at this point. I mean, whenever I hit, beyond the hour 40 mark, I always start to feel like I'm way behind. And so at this point, maybe Darindrise just feels behind and like he's got to make this dive count.
I've never actually been in a race for this rando, but I would imagine that, correct me if I'm wrong, I would probably play the whole race feeling like I'm behind.
All right, we've got Lich 2 here, 4 hits for 14 damage. Was that all?
The light axe coming out.
Got about 150 damage in on Lich at this point. Gonna throw out some more harm 3s, some more fire 3s. Lich physical damage, 1 hit for 53 damage, 3 hits for 91 damage. Another 120 damage takes down Lich 2.
Lich 2, nothing scary. We didn't see any nuclears or anything like that, so that's good for Darindrise able to just take Lich 1 down with some mediocre spell charges and some light axe usage.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got Avos, Ruin, and Space Drake in the chat pointing out that if he runs into any nuclears or nukes, he's gonna have a rough time. And yeah, with the lower levels, there's you've got less magic resist, lower HP, and those big damage spells are really gonna eat into your party.
We do have life charges on that knight though, so if the knight can live through everything, he can pick up that white wizard and get that party healed back up.
This is very true. That life is going to be super handy on that night if we run into anything rough.
Meanwhile, Starman is running into some lobster friends in the sea shrine.
Oh, and this is what kicked him out the other time, or this is what caused him to ditch the sea shrine the last time, was the stun touch lobsters.
Unrunnable gray worms.
Now, we did not, I don't believe we saw any gray worms in the volcano. Trying to bane the gray worms away.
Trying to gold Cheerio him away too, I saw that.
We've got Starman Random taking on Kraken 1. Gonna throw out a Zeus Gauntlet. Gonna throw out a Lit 3. Gonna throw out a Fog. And looks like a fast charge onto the Knight. Ooh, Kraken hits 7 hits for 315. That manages to stay up. We've also got Carry 2 on Darindrise's side.
Some really
we're going to get some Invis 2 casts coming out. Carry 2 hits first, 4 hits for 164 damage on that Knight. Good to know that that's kind of scary, but not as scary as it could be. 304 damage on 4 hits. Invis 2 comes out, going to protect us from, potentially protect us from getting hit multiple times. Ooh, more fasts coming out. Fast going out on the Red Mage. Carry hits the Knight again, which is great. Ooh, 220. We have Carry 2 is down. And looks like Carry 2 doesn't have a ton of HP. Just a moment later, we've got Starman Random taking out Kraken 1, lighting his 3rd orb, and he's going to be on his way to Earth, the Earth Shrine, pretty soon. Ooh, and here's the seafood pack that we were fearing.
How far ahead is Darindrise at this current moment? In like
probably
time?
I guess by my estimation, I would say a wipe and a half, maybe 2 wipes, depending on how long it takes Starman Random to get through Earth.
If this Kraken Gapes keeps, so it's gonna, for Starman to win this race, it's gonna take Kraken 2 or Chaos probably, or Norcus Tia 2 to really gatekeep him from being able to finish, to give Starman the ability to catch back up.
Yeah, we've seen, we do have Darindrise. His Light Warriors have hit level 24 now on his side, picking up a few levels on their way through Topher. I mean, Tia 2 can be quite the gatekeeper as well. We've seen some pretty high absorb, high evade, slap happy Tias in this tournament as well. Ooh, Kraken comes out with Crack, and his Light Warriors all escape the hole in the ground. Fast coming out on the Knight. We're going to buff up the party. You know, we're turtling up here in for the slog that can be Kraken 2.
Saber coming out on the Red Wizard.
Hey, Buffer's got a buff. Ooh, that was 8 hits for 70 damage. That was not a lot of damage there. Black Shirt comes out for 62 damage. Vorpal swings 3 hits for 227. Vorpal might be the way to victory here. Gonna have some heal 3 magic come out. Kraken hits 3 hits for 48 damage, not that hard. The Knight's going to power bonk up. We've got some more Vorpal swings. That was only 3 hits for 79. The Vorpal needs to get those crits if it's going to deal any damage. Getting more Black Shirt casts out there, 62 more damage. Bane strats against Kraken too.
So far, nothing scary though.
Ooh,
Black Mage gets touched.
161. Ooh, and Kraken takes a turn off, casts Ink. More Bane strats. Ooh, 2 hits for 2 damage. Ooh, 8 hits for 561. Takes down Kraken 2. Ooh, that was a little bit scary, but we made it through.
Kraken really just played nice that whole fight. Didn't really, other than reaching out and touching that Black Wizard, didn't do a whole lot threatening.
Really was not all that scary.
I'm kind of scared. Are we going to see like a triple nuke chaos?
Yeah, we have not seen any of the big spells yet. We survived a bunch of turns, so or we've taken a bunch of turns on each of the fiends. So Ice 3 comes out first on Tiamat. We're gonna buff up. We're gonna turtle up the party again. We've got our Temper cast. We've got Invis 2. We've got Fast coming out. Let's see where we go next. Black Shirt for 20 damage. Party's evasion goes up a little bit more. Tiamat with a Fire 2. We've got the Spell Happy Tiamat here. More chip damage. From the red Wizard onto Tiamat. That Vorpal did not get any crits. Gonna go for the Quad X? Nope, gonna go for the Black Shirt. Gonna go for the Bane strats. Swinging with the Knight for the first time. We got 289 damage. Bane strats again, not effective. We got Fast coming out onto the red Wizard. Only for Lit 2 to take him down.
I'm liking the Bane strats.
We're gonna go for the Quad X. And the White Wizard. Quad X ineffective. More swings, 8 hits for 314. Tia takes down the Black Wizard. Heal 3 coming out from the White Wizard. More swings, 8 hits, 215. More Bane strats. Ooh, Rub comes out. Spell Happy Tia.
Still nothing too nasty though.
8 hits for 404. We've got at least this Tiamat's got some beef to her.
Ooh, Tornado.
Tornado comes out. 378 more damage.
Starman just lit his 4th orb too.
More Bane strats coming in. 7 hits for 221. Wow, this Tiamat's got some beef to her. All right, 492 damage takes down Tia 2. We make it through. Both the White Wizard and the Knight survive. We're gonna cast Life 2 and bring everybody back to the life. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Great fight by Darindrise, just hanging in there, making the most of all the chip damage just to get through that high HP Tiamat 2 fight. Great fight.
Ooh, and we have the revisit of the Zombie D Whiz Vamp Unrunnable fight right before we get to Chaos.
Meanwhile, Starman is going to go pick up his loot, and then he is going to head into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Gets his loot. Darindrise onto the floor of Chaos. There are no encounters on this floor outside of, talking to Chaos. Gonna rearrange real quick. Gonna double check our armor.
If this Chaos is nasty, Starman could catch back up.
This is true. If Darindrise takes a wipe here, we could see a simultaneous, re-entry and entry into Topher. We're going to have the Fast Cast come out. This is where we're going to blow those temper charges. Invis 2, Defense Sword. We're turtling up. We're in this battle for the long haul. Chaos kicks it off with Blizzard, dealing some elemental damage to the team. We get all of our spells off. Only chip damage, not that scary. We're going to get heal 3 from the Red Wizard, though. More Invis 2, more dodgeability for the team. More evasion. Chaos swings, 3 hits, 346. Sends that Black Wizard to the grave. Gonna get some fog casts out. Ooh, swings, 3 hits, 111. There's our nuke. Nuke comes out from Chaos. We know that this Chaos is nuke, or at least has nuke. We don't know if he's nuke happy yet or not. We got the fog 2 out. We're gonna see a heal 3 from the White Wizard, a fight from the Knight. That was still only 138 damage. The heal 3 comes out, and down goes the White Wizard. We're down to mano-y-mano.
The Knight
We're getting some power bonk casts here. Chaos goes in with the Blaze. More power bonk. Ink, free turn. Now we're going to get some swings. 8 hits for 1302. That was a big hit. Chaos swings again and misses. We got another swing. 8 hits, 797. And Chaos goes down. Get your GGs in chat. And finishing in first place, we've got Darindrise with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 55 seconds.
GG's, Darindrise. Great run. We'll see if Starman wants to give it a run for it, or...
Looks like Starman's paused.
See if we can get...
And now we've got Darindrise joining us. GG's, man.
Thank you. That felt really good. I thought I was behind for a while there, so I don't know how Starman did.
Well, I think the story of the seed was kind of there were quite a few rough packs, rough encounters, kind of in the first half of this seed. I mean, we had wolves with stone touch. We had that early encounter with the zombies that happened in the volcano. There was just a lot of early things that was out to kill you guys.
Yeah, there was. I know that wolves I never wanted to see again. What did zombies have?
I don't think they had anything nasty. It was just a rough trap tile to get through. Both of you took several wipes in Volcano. Kind of had to reset out over and over again. So I think both of you kind of hit a wall there for a little while. And I think you just managed to get through it. Whereas Starman took a few additional wipes there, and that was kind of the big story of the seed. I think that was kind of what set the two of you apart.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't remember a whole lot of the beginning. I know that I was cash starved for quite a while, and I was glad to see Cube as a vendor item because I knew that I didn't need it until I had the chime, so then I could wait and save up money.
Yeah. So in the Temple of Fiends towards the end there, I guess, did you have any thoughts of swapping out the defense sword for that Vorpal sword on your knight?
I didn't, just because I like to have a second. I know I had the ice sword, but I like to have a second option with the red mage, and with them having fast, so they could fast themselves and take a couple swings to test the bosses. Then I knew that I could see what absorb was before I had to stop power bunking on my knight.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Dwight, any questions for Darindrise?
How happy were you to see those lobsters in that trap tile in Mirage Tower?
Lobsters are always horrible.
Adding the stun touch for a little extra flair made them particularly fun this time around.
Yeah, I almost got really frustrated too because I forgot that I hadn't done Earth. So I was heading up to Canaria to go and buy up to go into the Temple of Fiends, and then I looked at my sheet and I went, wait a minute, I don't have Rod crossed off, and I know that I have the items to get it. So luckily I remembered to get TNT before I walked into the orb in the Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, I definitely commentated and said I think he's on his way to turn in the TNT right now, and you made me eat my words several times.
Yeah, that one, I actually knew that I had everything, so since I had seen every incentive item, I just figured I would just go for it and see when I got back there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very easy to go from I know where I go from no mode to go mode in your head. I think that's a very easy kind of mistake to make. So,
Were you at all nervous during the Tia 2 fight in the Temple of Fiends Revisited when she just refused to go down because she rolled so much HP?
I was nervous during just about every boss fight there because I didn't necessarily have the levels that I wanted with Defense Sword, but I knew that I wanted to go back in. And during Tia 2, I was like, do I do more Power Gauntlet or do I just keep swinging? And I knew I had to just keep swinging.
if you hadn't found the tail loose in the ice cave, do you think you would have gone hunting for it at all, or would you have been comfortable kind of stepping out without getting your character's class changed?
I would have gone without it if I hadn't found it. That's not one of the items that I would necessarily dig, especially with this party.
Gotcha.
Starman looks like he's given it a go here and has already cleared Lich 1 and is going to go after Carry 2 right now. We didn't see anything too scary from most of the Fiends at all during your portion, Darindrise. Let's see if Starman runs into the same stuff.
So Black Wizard gets knocked down pretty easily right away. We've got 2 hits for 90 damage onto Carry. More Invis 2 cast coming out. Carry's going to fast herself. I don't believe we saw that the first time. Swings that X-Cal for over 200 damage on Carry there. Going to get a few extra casts of Invis 2 out. Wow, 8 hits there from Carry. Luckily, not a lot of damage on that. Going to see swings again. 4 hits, 336. Carry 2 goes down. So Darindrise, the only real miss I guess you had when it comes to hunting down items is that on Sky 1, Starman did find the X-Cal.
Gotcha. I debated checking that floor, but decided against it, and I was really sad when I lost the Aegis shield and a ton of money at the bottom of Marsh, but it wasn't worth going back at that time either.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that. It was definitely a disheartening moment. So we've got Starman running away from the lobster packs on the sea floor of Topher. Does not want to see them ever again, I'm sure.
How many ribbons does Starman have?
I believe you both had 2. Correct? You found there was one in less than greater than room.
Yep. Yeah, I had 2.
Yep. Yeah, we did not find the third one. You both had the same 2. It was you guys were neck and neck for the longest time. You did the ice cave dive, and he went to waterfall immediately. That was kind of our big divergence. And so, the ice cave did not hold anything required. And so we were kind of wondering if Starman was going to skip it and kind of save that time there, which would have made the 2 of you very much neck and neck. But unfortunately, Starman ran into those lobster packs several times in the Sea Shrine and ended up getting knocked out of the sea shrine, left and had to come back later in order to light that orb. So he made the early waterfall. He made the waterfall play while you made the ice cave play. Starman Random takes down Kraken. Has exactly the same Light Warriors left that Darindrise did. Ends up with the Knight and the White Wizard, excuse me. And Life 2s his party back up and is ready to go. Runs into the unrunnable Iron Goal pack. We have not seen this pack yet. Ooh, Iron Goals with Toxic. That's not what you want to see. And they're tanky. We had big hit from the Knight, does not take the Iron Goals down. We've got Toxic coming through again. Thankfully, his Knight and White Wizard both have ribbons on them, so gonna hopefully dodge out on those Toxic casts. A little more power. We got some power bonking coming in on the Knight.
They have lots of HP too.
Yeah, lots of HP. They're throwing Frosts out there, trying to take the party down. Takes down one. Ooh, and Blizzard. Frost and Blizzard. 4 hits, 397. Iron Goal stays alive. Casts another round of Toxic. Takes it down. A little over 400 HP. All right. He is out of life 2 charges. We still have life charges left, though. Going in against Tiamat. Gonna have the Power Bonk come out. Lit 3. Gonna cast some Invis 2. We're gonna see a fast charge hit the Tornado. Kicks off the match with Tornado. Let 3 chip damage onto Tiamat. Power Bonk comes out. Invis 2 hitting the party. We're gonna fight. We're gonna cast Heal 3. We're gonna go Heal 3 a second time. And we're gonna throw a Temper out. 4 hits, 467. Decent damage, but we know this Tiamat has a deep HP pool. Temper hits that Knight. That's going to be a good buff. Hopefully we're going to see some more damage here. If we can get another round like the last one. Going to swing. 8 hits, 803. Nice swing there. Everybody else in the party is going to wait. Now we're going to get some more Heal 3. Tiamat, we know, is a little bit spell happy, so we're seeing the Fire 2 come out. Heal 3 is going to bring the party back up from its knees. That Knight swings again, 8 hits, 661. Starman finding out how deep this HP pool goes. Lit 2 comes out from Tia 2.
Big
Swings
crit.
again, 8 hits, 1000 damage, takes down Tia 2. Good hits there, good swings. Makes it through the second half of the floor, unencumbered, unhindered. We're on to Chaos. Come on, Starman. Seal the deal. Finish the deed.
Big shout-outs to Starman for finishing the run for the fans.
We are going to move the Knight into the second slot.
No Vorpal strategies either. Going to swing that Excal at this Chaos.
Yep. Going to use the Power Bonk. We got Fast coming out. Blizzard comes out from Chaos. That's kind of nice that Blizzard came out. We do know that Chaos was hitting pretty hard. Fog 2 comes out on the party. More Power Bonk charges come in. More Invis 2. I don't know where the defense sword went. Blaze coming out from Chaos, dealing damage to the party. Fast comes out onto the Knight. We're going to cast Heal 3. We're going to fight. We're going to cast Heal 3. Keep buffing up that Knight. Got to get him swinging. 8 hits, 842. That was big.
Free round by Chaos with that ink.
Heal 3 comes out. Going to bring the party back up a little bit. More Temper onto that Knight.
We know there's a nuke somewhere. Where is it?
Yeah, that nuke is in. Has to be in the chamber, ready to fire here pretty quickly. He gets the Temper off from the Black Wizard. Gets another Invis 2 cast off. Chaos cast damage poison. I don't know if we saw that.
We did not see that when Darindrise fought.
Gets another temper
GG's.
off. 8 hits, 976, takes down Chaos. We have Paranoia, Starman Random finishing with an SRL time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 43 seconds. Let's get our GGs in chat for him. GG's to Starman. I know sometimes it's rough to finish it out after you see your opponent done, but it's awesome that he stuck around, finished that race out, and he made actually extremely quick work of that that Topher. So I guess Darindrise, any other thoughts on the seed?
You know, it was a fun one. The magic was a little disappointing in the beginning. I was actually just thinking, usually I go fighter thief, and the white magic was good enough that I was glad I had the white mage instead of a thief, but for a good chunk in the beginning, I was hoping to have more sweepers than just the lit 3 and fire 3 on level 2 there.
One of the things that you and Starman both did, Darindrise, was just put on almost a masterclass in counter manipulation. If you weren't doing that, those wolves and everything would have just eaten you guys alive. So I just wanted to just, bring attention to that and just say very good work with that.
Yeah, thanks. That's definitely one thing that I learned a lot about this tournament so far. And even just like finding the Tyros and T-Rexes in the Mirage Tower area off the first and second encounters was nice because I knew I was under leveled at that point, so I could get a couple fights on my manipulation as I was going anyways.
We were definitely wondering if you were going to just breeze through Earth and do a do a level 19 Topher dive. And joining us here in the broadcast booth, we've got Starman Random. Hey, Starman. GG's, man. Oh.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing is when I get to the bottom of Sea Shrine and get absolutely devoured by Paratouch lobsters.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how are the lobsters treating you, and how good was it to see them again when you got to the trap tile in Mirage?
When I got to the trap tile in Mirage, I was like, nope, and left.
Yeah, I was gonna ask cannot blame you there. Cannot blame you. And how I do think you made some really good moves. Making the move to go to the waterfall, which ended up being the right play because in the waterfall you got that TNT that turned into the rod was a necessary dip. You did put off that Castle of Ordeals for a while. Is that a dive that you are looking to not make, or was it just?
It was just what I did last. Normally I'll go over there pretty early, but I had things to do, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you did find the loose tail in that in Ice Cave. Do you think you would have continued to check chests in hopes of finding the tail if you had not gone to Ice Cave?
After a while, if I had at that point I either needed at that point I needed something for end game, so I would have been checking for either the tail or the Masamune,
Gotcha.
which I never saw.
Nope, we did not see the Masamune in this race at all. You actually found the better sword combination with the X-Cal on Sky 1. Darindrise ended up skipping Sky 1.
Yeah, and as soon as I found that X-Cal, I was done checking chests.
And that's completely understandable. You guys had a ton of packs early in the seed that just did not want you to progress. Do you want to talk a little bit about Volcano?
Oh, I loved getting to the bottom of Volcano and finding the Oxy on the loose chest on the way down. Yeah, then going to check the incentive chest and just getting obliterated.
Yeah, that was a rough. That was the Zombuls and Troll Tile that just were slap happy.
It's like blizzards and ice twos. Oh my!
Yep. Dwight, did you have anything for Starman?
The only thing I wanted to say is you just did just a great job of encounter manipulating past all those nasty wolves and stuff like that early in the game, and really just all the way through the game up until you found the floater, and that was just really, really awesome to watch.
Yeah. Again, great job. GG's to both of you. You blew through Starman. You blew through Topher at the end there. That was a pretty impressive run to just kind of blow right through it. So really well done there. And GG's.
I think my favorite thing was like the last couple things having like hardy wipe spells, and it's just like, oh, I guess we're doing this with just a white mage in the night. I guess.
Yeah, that Iron Gull encounter towards the end there was a little bit spooky. So with that, Darindrise, any final thoughts on the seed?
Thanks for you guys for commentating, and Magius was doing the tracking, I believe. So thanks everybody for doing the crew. It's been an awesome spring tournament. I can't wait for next week. Good job tonight, Starman. It was, I know it was a fun race, and it was nice to see just how close you were. I felt like I was behind the whole time. So good job on your part, and good job finishing it out.
Yeah, thank you. And be sure to follow both of our runners. We do have Silverfire throwing the runner streams up in chat. Starman, any final thoughts on the stream?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Not really, no. All right. Well, I want to say thank you to RPG Limit Break for hosting our race tonight. Thank you for Silverfire, who has been our restreamer. Thank you to Magius for being our tracker tonight. And Dwight, thank you for joining me in the commentary booth here. Any final thoughts from you?
No, thanks to both our runners again and our restreamer, Silverfire, our tracker, Magus, RPG Limit Break for having us. What a great race, guys! It was a blast to watch. Everything was awesome. Thanks for having me. Big shout out to Webb, my co-commentator as well, doing all the play-by-play on those fiends, bringing us all the action. Great work.
Thank you. Let's see. A little bit later tonight, or actually just started, we've got Asher 1611 versus Burt Reynolds. That's going to be over at Speed Gaming Prime. We're about to go host them. Thank you very much. GG's to both of our runners, and you guys have an excellent night. And thanks again to Dwight, my co-commentator. GG's.
Have a good evening. Go watch that race between Burt and Asher. GG's, guys.